There we go. Good morning. Time is 10:15. I'll call the April 10th, 2025 Planning Board meeting to order. We are joined by Vice Chair Bailey.
Good morning.
Commissioner Giraldo.
Good morning.
And Commissioner Washington.
Good morning.
And I'm Chair Shapiro. Please note that the deadline for all participant pre-registration and for all submission of materials and exhibits was 12 noon on the Tuesday before this Planning Board meeting. As always, registered speakers can join the meeting with a link provided in the email if you want to participate virtually. And as many of you who are here know, you can also appear in person. And we're just getting into our rhythm of in-person meetings, and it's great to see all the activity. And I'm glad we're able to make ourselves even more accessible and available. If you wish to speak or become a person of record, we have an online web form, which you'll see on the screen before you. In addition to our commissioners, we have our principal counsel here, Mr. Warner. Good morning. We have our planning board administrator, Ms. Jones. Good morning. Ms. Gupta is the acting development review division chief. Good to see you. And we have a number of folks who are helping us with technology. Rhonda Ford, by the way, is our technical hearing writer. We have a number of folks who are helping us with technology behind the scenes who you'll see buzzing around, and I just want to thank them for all the work that they're doing as we go through this transition. So we will take the order of cases as listed with one exception. Item 3B, which is an executive session, we will have at the end of the meeting, whenever, after we have the last a regular agenda item, whenever that occurs. So play that a bit by ear. So let's start with item 2 on our agenda. We look for a motion to approve the draft minutes from April 3, 2025.
Motion to approve draft minutes. Second.
Got a motion by Vice Chair Bailey, a second by Commissioner Washington with no discussion. I will call the roll. Ms. Bailey?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington?
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo?
I vote aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Move on to item 4 on our agenda. These are the consent agenda items. Is there a motion? Actually, before that, is anyone from the staff, anyone in the audience or any board member who wishes to discuss the item on the consent agenda? If not, I'd look for a motion.
Mr. Chair, after consideration of the record for item number 4B, I move adoption of staff findings and approval of this item on the consent agenda in accordance with the recommendation of staff. Second.
Got a motion by Vice Chair Bailey, a second by Commissioner Washington. No discussion. I will call the roll. Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Move on to our regular agenda items. First is item 5. This is specific design plan SDP 0317H11 Cameron Grove, the Palisades at Oak Creek. We have a staff presentation, and we have my notes. And let's start with the staff presentation. We'll go from there. Yes, Ms. Sun.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the Planning Board. For the record, my name is Meng Sun with the Urban Design section. Item number 5 is detailed site plan SDT-0317-H11 for Cameron Grove, the Palisades at Oak Creek, Lot 61, Block A. For construction of an elevated covered gazebo with a connected deck, stairs, and a brick patio. The subject property is located at 304 Hidden Gate Court, Upper Marlboro. The proposed covered gazebo and connected deck on the southeast side of the subject house, extending to the rear property line, do not meet the minimum 20-foot rear yard setback and the minimum 15-foot rear yard deck setback, which were established by Condition 17 of Comprehensive Design Plan CDP-9705-03. Approved by the Prince George County Planning Board on July 10, 2003. Therefore, this case has been reviewed as a planning board case. Based on evaluation and analysis, urban design staff recommend that the planning board adopt the findings of this report and approve the detailed site plan SDP-0317-H11. This concludes staff's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sun. Any questions for staff, colleagues? No questions. Is there a Mr. James here?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're the homeowner?
Yeah.
Okay. Feel free to come forward and speak if you choose to. Mr. Warner, do I need to swear him in? This is an evidentiary hearing? Okay. So this is an evidentiary hearing, so I'll need to swear you in. If you could raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that your testimony will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Do.
Okay, you are under oath. And sir, introduce yourself for the record, and the floor is yours.
I'm Edwin Roland James. I'm here actually with my wife, Audrey James.
Can we ask you a favor, Mr. James?
Yes.
Can you ask your wife to stand up for a second?
Yes.
Miss Bailey, could you stand up for a second?
There's long time connection.
Enough said, Mr. James.
First of all, I would like to say, Chair Shapiro, Vice Chair Bailey, and other members of the committee, I'm grateful. We're grateful to be at this stage. It has been a long process for us to get out improvements to our home. And I want to say thank you to Ms. Garland, thank you to Ms. Sun, because they helped get this thing across the table. And I'm so grateful to the both of them. Donald Townsend, I also worked with him as well. One of the things I just would like to leave with you is challenging. Here's my book. I have work that they helped me do. And for me, sometimes it's like if you do the right thing, there's so many complications that come forth. So I'd just like to say to the planning board, as you continue to do the work that you do, look at the processes. And some of the delay, it has been my fault, but some of the delay has been acknowledged on the part of parking planning. But the processes sometimes can get, by the time I got to Ms. Sun, Ms. Garland, I was very frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
But they helped me get this thing to the end, and I'm so grateful to the both of them. But I would just say that to the board. Please do whatever you can to expedite these processes. And anything you can do to get my process completed and to permit, Mr. Shapiro, you may not remember me. I'm a pastor at First Baptist Church of North Brentwood. You assisted when we were building our building 20 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Vice Chair Bailey and my wife go back 50 years? 40?
No.
40 years? I'm sorry. They go back years. I've been a resident of Prince George's County all my life. I'm 74 years old. My wife worked in the public school system for 40 years. We're longtime residents of this community. So I just would ask anything you can do to push this thing through. I'd be grateful. I don't want to hold up because I know you got a lot of work to do.
Thank you. Thank you for the frank and helpful feedback too. It's much appreciated. Colleagues, any questions for the applicant? And we have no one else in the sign-up sheet. I will close this public hearing. And colleagues, what is your pleasure on this item?
Mr. Chairman, I enthusiastically move that we adopt the findings of staff and approve homeowner minor amendment to SDP-0317-H11.
And I enthusiastically second.
We have an enthusiastic motion by Commissioner Washington, enthusiastic second by Vice Chair Bailey. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call the roll. Commissioner Washington.
Vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye enthusiastically.
I vote aye as well enthusiastically. The ayes have it 4-0. Thank you all very much for the time. All right, we'll move on to item 6 on our agenda. This is a detailed site plan, DET 2023-03 Michael's Retreat. I believe we have a request for continuance on this. I'm going to turn to Mr. Hatcher even before I turn to staff. Mr. Hatcher, you want to come forward? You have a request for us, and then we'll turn to staff to make sure that we're all aligned.
For the record, my name is Chris Hatcher with law firm Steele Hatcher with office in Laurel. Here on behalf of the applicant, Abe Steris Holdings LLC. We have submitted a letter into the record requesting a 1-week continuance based on information that was received in the record. So we are respectfully requesting a 1-week continuance.
Thank you, Mr. Hatcher. Staff, Mr. Wong, if you can come forward, please, so you're on the microphone too. Does staff have any concerns about the request for the 1-week continuance?
No.
Okay. Ms. Jones, based on our calendar schedule, we're okay with this will work on the schedule in 1 week?
Okay.
Okay, all right, great. All right, we have a request from the applicant. Staff is in concurrence with this. Colleagues, any questions or concerns? If not, what is your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the applicant's request to continue DET 2023-003 to planning board hearing date of April 17th, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Commissioner Giraldo with no discussion. I'll call the roll. Commissioner Washington.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
But aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Move on to item 7 on our agenda. This is preliminary plan of subdivision PPS 2024-021 Freeway Airport. Mr. Antonetti is representing the applicant. Ms. Bartlett will be giving a staff presentation. This is also an evidentiary hearing. As appropriate, I will swear folks in if and when the time comes. We'll start with the staff presentation. Mr. Bartlett, floor is yours.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. For the record, I'm Jason Bartlett with subdivision section. Item number 7 on the agenda is a preliminary plan of subdivision for Freeway Airport, case number PPS-2024-021, which proposes 297 lots and 17 parcels for eight single-family detached residential development. The application is further subject to an approved certificate of adequacy under case number 80Q-2024-045. No citizens have signed up to speak on this application. However, staff received 3 items of additional backup prior to the noon deadline on April 8, 2025. Those items are applicant's Exhibit 1, which is an email from the applicant to which proposed revisions to several recommended conditions of approval and a revision to one of the findings in the technical staff report were individually attached. Applicant's Exhibit 2, which is the proposed revision to the recommended conditions of approval that staff are in agreement with, and applicant's Exhibit 3, which is the proposed revision to one of the findings to the technical staff report that staff are also in agreement with. In conclusion, subdivision staff recommend the planning board adopt the findings and approve PPS 2024-021 Freeway Airport, Type 1 Tree Conservation Plan TCP 1-034-2024, and a variance from section 25-122B1G for the removal of 6 specimen trees, subject to the conditions contained in the technical staff report and as modified by applicants' Exhibits 2 and 3. This concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Bartlett. Colleagues, any questions for staff at this point? No questions. We'll turn to the applicant, Mr. Antonetti.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the planning board. For the record, Robert Antonetti with the law firm of Shipley and Horn. It's a pleasure to be here in person. It's been a while. With me today is Mr. Andrew Shelley, senior land planner with Shipley and Horn, and together we're pleased to represent the applicant Freeway Realty LLC in this case. Also with us today, we have members of the development team. We have Mr. Andrew Roud and Mr. Ken Finley on behalf of the applicant. We have Ms. Rachel Leitzinger on behalf of Dewberry, the civil engineers for the project. And we have Mr. Mike Lenhart from Lenhart Traffic Consulting, Inc., the traffic engineer on the project. We also have Mr. Bill Anthony, a development consultant consulting on the freeway redevelopment. I would like to thank Mr. Bartlett for his wonderful and thorough review. I don't know if you know this, but he works at all hours. In fact, I questioned him on this, and he said, "Rob, I love to work." And it was a conversation we actually had, and it's true. He can be incredibly transparent and available at all times, and it's greatly appreciated. So he's a wonderful member of the staff. This project has also taken a lot of work. It has a long history, which many of you are familiar with. The project had previously approved preliminary plan of subdivision, a detailed site plan for infrastructure under the prior ordinance. It approved development for up to 509 dwelling units, a mix of townhouse and single-family detached. It also involved legislation, which was appealed. It went through the legal process all the way up to the Maryland Supreme Court, where it was ultimately affirmed. In 2022, there was a master plan update. And as part of that master plan update, it recommended this property be rezoned to the RSFA zone and be developed as residential medium, which allows really in excess of 3.5 dwelling units per acre. After that, the applicant and the neighbors in the community, particularly the concerned citizens of District 4 and surrounding areas, very well organized community, began very intense discussions as to finding a compromise for moving this project forward. Hopefully an attempt to end litigation for all time, but have something that is meaningful and appropriate for this site. And we're pleased to report that we've reached that compromise, and this preliminary plan reflects that compromise. The compromise essentially was that the property would not exceed 297 dwelling units per acre, and by our math, that's 2.47 dwelling units per acre, which qualifies as low density under the general plan and the approved master plan. It also requires that the only residential use type allowed on the property is single-family detached. That's what this preliminary plan proposes. No townhouses are allowed under the settlement. It also requires us to investigate and propose a traffic light at our main entrance, which we have done as part of our traffic study, and one is warranted. And our early interaction with the county and DPI is that signal would be allowed at the main entrance. And then lastly, we were to, and we have recorded a covenant against the property, memorializing these changes and these limitations. And again, this preliminary plan is in full alignment with those changes. And we're very grateful to be able to move this forward in a more agreeable fashion than in the past. This is just the preliminary plan. There is a detailed site plan that will follow it. We look forward to bringing that to you in the future. We've also gone to the city of Bowie, which culminated in a hearing with the city of Bowie on Monday night with the council. That went very well. They took no position, but they were very appreciative of the lengths and the distance we've traveled from when this was first conceived at 509 units to the 41% reduction to 297 units. Again, all single family detached. With that, this is going to be a well amenitized community with some small pocket greens. It's going to have a very extensive trail and sidewalk network spanning over 6 miles. It's going to have a 10-foot, as part of that, a 10-foot wide shared hiker-biker trail meandering throughout the project over 1.25 miles just for that. It's also going to lead to improvements along Church Road. Again, the signal that I had mentioned, the widening, some deceleration lanes, some turn lanes, and also a 10-foot wide shared use path, master plan path along Church Road along our frontage. We look forward to bringing all these improvements and this project to reality. It will result in permanent closure of the airport. There's some findings and conditions relative to that in the staff report. We look forward to carrying that process forward with the Maryland Aviation Commission and administration, and having full closure at the time of final plat for this project. So with that, we do respectfully request your support of this preliminary plan of subdivision. We do have the minor revisions to conditions and findings as articulated by Mr. Bartlett, which we're in complete agreement with. And with that, we thank you for your consideration. Our team is here to answer any questions that you may have, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Antonetti. It certainly has been a long time coming to get to this point. Colleagues, questions for Mr. Antonetti or members of his team?
Nope.
Okay.
I know they're going to put in a dog park, I'm sure.
I was waiting for that, Mr. Antonetti.
We'll consider it.
Answer.
Okay, thank you. If there's no questions and there's nobody else from the team we need to hear from, okay. I don't believe we have anyone else who signed up to speak on this. No? Okay. So with that, I will close this public hearing, and colleagues, what is your pleasure on this item?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt the findings of staff and the findings as amended by applicant exhibit number 3 and approve preliminary plan PPS 2024-021, TCP 1-034-2024, and variance to section 25-122B1G, subject to the conditions as outlined in staff's report and is further modified by applicant exhibit number 2.
Second.
We've got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Commissioner Giraldo. With no discussion on the motion, I'll call the roll. Commissioner Washington,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
But aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0.
I just wanted to make sure that there are 2 exhibits that were submitted by the applicant,
2 and 3.
2 and 3. I think you just included 2.
We'll take that as a friendly amendment to the motion and a friendly second. And let me call the roll again, just to make sure we're clear on that. Commissioner Washington,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey,
But aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bartlett, Mr. Antonetti, Mr. Raub. All right, move on to item 8 on our agenda. This is a zoning map amendment ZMA 2024-003 RST New Carrollton. We have Mr. Haller, who will be representing the applicant. We have Mr. King, who will be giving staff presentation. I believe we may have some opposition on this. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a motion for approval of a continuance specifically. So let's, Mr. King, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the Planning Board. For the record, my name is Evan King, planner with the zoning section. This case is ZMA 2024-003 RST New Carrollton. In a March 20th memorandum to the Planning Board, the applicant requested a continuance of this case to the May 1st, 2025 Planning Board meeting. The continuance is necessary to allow additional time to coordinate with planning staff. Public notice signs for this application were posted on March 11th, 2025. If the continuance is granted, additional posting will not be required. Staff recommend that the Planning Board approve the requested continuance and schedule this case for the May 1st meeting. This concludes staff's presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. King. Any questions for staff, colleagues? None. Mr. Haller, anything you want to ask? Mr. Haller here online, not in person?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Thomas Haller is here on behalf of the applicant. Also with me is Mr. Danny Copeland with RST Development. Many of you will remember this property as the East-West Lincoln Mercury dealership on Annapolis Road. And we are proposing to redevelop the property with a transit-oriented residential development within steps of the Glen Ridge Purple Line station. But we have requested a continuance to give us more time to coordinate some issues with staff, and we've requested a continuance to the May 1st agenda. And of course, we support the staff's recommendation for approval of the continuance.
Thank you, Mr. Haller, and thank you, Mr. Copeland. We do have one person signed up to speak, and I want to afford them the opportunity if this is related to the request for a continuance. Is there Amanda Karam?
So I'm here. It's not related to the continuance, so I'll speak on May 1st.
Okay,
if the
thank you.
continuance is granted.
I'm glad you showed up today and let us know that, and I imagine we'll see you on May 1st.
Yes, you will.
All right, thank you. All right, so with that, colleagues, what is your pleasure on this item?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the applicant's request to continue ZMA-2024-003 to Planning Board hearing date of May 1st, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, second by Commissioner Giraldo with no discussion. I'll call the roll. Commissioner Washington.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
But aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
King,
very
Mr.
much.
Haller, Mr. Copeland, Ms. Karam.
Thank you.
All right, move on to item 9 on our agenda. This is Countywide Planning Division, MRF, Mandatory Referral 2024-001, 7704 Croom Road Solar. I don't think there's anyone representing the applicant. We have Mr. Ryan.
I think we do.
You do? Oh. You.
Favorite.
Right. We have him.
Exactly.
So, yes, we'll start with staff.
So before we start, I just wanted to
recognize our latest Planner 3 in special projects, Ben Ryan. He's been with the agency for about 15 years, so he's not a new entity, but he was exiled to transportation planning for about 5 years. Has just come back to join
Out of the wilderness, right?
the wilderness. So this is his first presentation for his second pass through special projects.
Thank you. Thank you for that, and welcome to being in the new role.
Appreciate that.
Glad you came into the light.
Okay, with that, good morning, and members of the board. For the record, this is Benjamin Ryan with the Special Projects section. Before the board today is mandatory referral MRF 2024-001 Croom Road Solar. Proposal is being reviewed per land use article section 20-301 through 305 of the Maryland Annotated Code for mandatory referral. This project proposes an approximately 25-acre solar facility on a 40.78-acre parcel. Staff would also note that the proposed location has been identified as an active brownfield site by the Maryland Department of the Environment, MDE, and by the Code of Maryland Regulations, COMAR. This site meets the criteria for the highest priority solar location per the Solar Energy System guidelines. Next slide, please. The project is located in Council District 9, Planning Area 82A, and falls within the Rural and Agricultural Growth Policy Area. Next slide, please. Site vicinity map shows the parcel, which totals 40.78 acres. Project is located at 7704 Croom Road in Upper Marlboro. Next slide, please. Site is zoned AR, agricultural residential. Next slide. Aerial view of the site shows that it is completely vacant and wooded. A church and a commercial shopping center are located along the west side of Robert Crane Highway, adjacent to the site. Volunteer Fire Department Company 845 and Frederick Douglass High School are located to the east of the site. The remaining adjacent properties are comprised of single-family dwellings. Next slide, please. The site is located within the Charles Branch watershed. Next slide, please. The site is bound by Robert Crane Highway to the north and by Croom Road to the south. Next slide. Proposed project includes a 25-acre solar facility consisting of approximately 12,836 panels, a black non-reflective 6-foot chain link fence, 2 solar equipment pads, and an electric utility connection. The applicant's submission includes herbaceous ground cover with pollinator plants to be located below the solar panels, therefore qualifying the project as a dual-use land concept. Next slide, please. The applicant was not required to post public notification for this project. However, the applicant has sent notification to adjoining property owners and posted a public notice on the property. The applicant also hosted an online public hearing on October 24th, 2024. Notification mailings were also sent by staff on February 3rd, 2025. Next slide, please. This slide lists the permits required to obtain. Next slide, please. This is a continuance of permits the applicant required. Next slide, please. The site plan shows the layout of the solar array. A 22 to 30 foot wide access driveway originating along Croom Road is shown on the plan. A turnaround area for emergency vehicles is provided within the site. Next slide, please. This slide shows staff recommendations based on the applicant's submission. Coordination with the Prince George's County Fire Department and the Maryland State Highway Administration is recommended. Additionally, allowing the Historic Preservation Section to photo document the extant portion of Trumps Hill Road is recommended. Lastly, staff has recommended the applicant add fencing details to the site plan. Staff recommend that the planning board adopt the recommendations and transmit them to the applicant. This concludes staff presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Colleagues, questions for staff? No questions. Mr. Tedesco.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, members of the planning board. For the record, Matthew Tedesco. On behalf of the applicant Croom Road Solar LLC, online with us this morning, we have Mr. Trey Pippin from the applicant team, Mr. Wade Collinson, the senior project manager for Greenvest, Ms. Dominique Lockhart from my office, as well as Phil Hughes and Brian Hargis from Charles P. Johnson and Associates, rounding out our development team for this application, which is a mandatory referral. I want to thank Mr. Ryan for his review. I've known Mr. Ryan his entire time at the commission, and he worked in many capacities. And it was a pleasure working with Mr. Ryan on this project, as well as all the projects that we've worked on with Mr. Ryan in various roles that he's had on the commission. So I just want to thank you for your review, as well as a review of this application by the special projects section. I think the staff report, as well as our narrative, really summarized this application in great detail. The high points, I think, were articulated here this morning. This is a brownfield site. It's gone through the voluntary cleanup program, VCP, through the Maryland Department of the Environment. And on September 11, 2024, it did receive a no further requirement determination known as an NFRD, indicating that the contaminated soils, which were petroleum-based, have been remediated from the site. Obviously, it was articulated in your report that the site qualifying as a former brownfield was a sand and mine gravel facility in the 1960s. Although I grew up in this area, as well as Mr. Antonetti, I was going to ask him to actually speak in support of this application, but he was too excited with the last approval and left. He too grew up in this area. We're not old enough to remember the 1960s, but we certainly do remember the late 70s and 80s at the site in particular. So it has kind of been what it's always been, given its prior history. And this gives us an opportunity to repurpose this really otherwise unusable piece of property for something that we all desperately need, which is renewable energy in the state. So with that, we are at the tail end of our CPCN process with the Public Service Commission. They have basically held that approval, we anticipate, pending this board's recommendation of the mandatory referral process. I think we all are familiar with these solar projects by now. We understand our role in the process with respect to the preemption that state has over this, but certainly do acknowledge and appreciate your review and recommendations and staff's recommendations. We are in agreement with staff's recommendations and do anticipate to carry those forward once we received, hopefully, your letter confirming the completion of this process and the recommendations to the Public Service Commission. So with that, happy to answer any questions that seems online. And otherwise, I'd just be repetitive of what we've already provided in writing. And I'm sure we all have better things to do. So I appreciate it. Appreciate the review and hopeful recommendation of this board. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Tedesco.
Thank you.
Any questions for the applicant? No questions. We have no one else who signed up to speak on this. What is your pleasure on this item, colleagues?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt the recommendations of staff and transmit MRF-2024-001 to the applicant.
Second. Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Commissioner Giraldo. With no discussion, I'll call the roll. Commissioner Washington.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
But aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Thank you, Mr. Tedesco. Mr. Ryan, thank you. And again, welcome. Move on to item 10 on our agenda. This is Countywide Planning Division, December 2024 cycle of amendments, 2018 water and sewer service area changes. Mr. Bobby Ray.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Shapiro and members of the Planning Board. For the record, my name is Bobby Ray with the Countywide Planning Division. This agenda item is a review and recommendation for the 2024 applications to amend the 2018 water and sewer plan. Next slide, please. The role of the Planning Board in this review is a determination of consistency with the general plan and to provide any information and assistance needed by the county executive and or the county council. The memorandum that's included in the packet provides planning staff's recommendations as well as the county executive's recommendation for each of the applications. The larger report provides all of the comments from the planning department as well as comments from WSSC, DPI, and the county health department. Next slide, please. For the December 2024 cycle, there were a total of 3 applications received. 2 of these are within the Piscataway Sewer Basin, one of these in Western Branch. The three applications are requests to move from water and sewer category 5 to water and sewer category 4, and all are being recommended for approval by the county executive's office. The three sites are located inside the sewer envelope and are within the growth boundary. At their regular meeting of March 18th, 2025, the county council introduced resolution CR 0372025 for the December 2024 cycle of amendments. The amendments have been referred to the TIEE committee for a work session that is tentatively scheduled for April 27th. Next slide. Since we just have three applications, I'll go through them very quickly. We have the Glorious International Christian Center, which is a proposed church located on 2 acres. It's located at 9700 Marlboro Pike. And again, as indicated, this is a change from water and sewer category 5 to water and sewer category 4. Next slide. We have the Allentown parcel 232. This is a proposed 3-unit detached single-family residential development located at 7608 Lanham Lane. And as with all the others, it is a request to move from water and sewer category 5 to water and sewer category 4. Next slide. And the third and last application is the Johnny M. Johnson second property. It's a proposed detached single-family residential unit located at 12321 Lusby's Lane. The request is from water and sewer category 5 to water and sewer category 4. As I mentioned, all three of the applications are recommended for the requested move by the county executive's office, and planning staff also supports the requested amendments. So staff requests that the planning board approve the recommendations, direct transmittal of planning comments to the Prince George's County Council. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Thank you for that report. Very helpful as always. Colleagues, any questions for Mr. Ray, for staff on this item? No questions, then I'd look for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt the recommendations of staff and approve the transmittal of these recommendations to the county council. I'm sorry.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Vice Chair Bailey. With no discussion, I'll call the roll. Commissioner Washington.
Vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Geraldo. Mr. Chair, vote aye. I vote aye as well. The ayes have it. 4-0. Thank you, Mr. Ray.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so next, the only other thing we're going to do is go into executive session. When we come at the end of executive session, we'll come back into open session to close up the meeting. Mr. Warner or team, will we be coming back into this room to close out, or can we just do that?
You could do it on Teams if you have the capability of doing it.
Or is it going to be logistically? Is it going to be easier to just pop back in here?
It's right across.
Okay, all right. So we'll come back into this room to close up the meeting, and then for the few seconds that'll take. But let me set us up for executive session. Pursuant to the general provisions article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, Article 305, subsections B7 and 13, a closed session is proposed to consult with counsel on the planning board rules of procedure and to comply with a specific constitutional, statutory, or judicially imposed requirement that prevents public disclosures about a particular proceeding or matter. So that is why we are intending to go into executive session. I'd look for a motion.
So move.
Second. Got a motion to go into executive session by Commissioner Washington, a second Commissioner Geraldo. With no discussion, I'll call the roll. Commissioner Washington.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Geraldo.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. We will be in executive session, and we'll be back here for what it's worth. We'll be back here, and I'm going to guess about half hour, 45 minutes to close out the meeting. Thank you. And we are going, leave our laptops here. You can leave everything here. I don't think we need anything, right?
We don't need any laptops. But
Yeah. All right, we are back from executive session. We were in executive session to discuss with council, planning board rules of procedure. No action was taken. We are back in open session, and Ms. Gupta, any further business before us today?
Mr. Chair, there are no further items of business in front of the board to vote.
No further business, then colleagues, without objection, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.